Hi, I'm Fiona Priest. I'm a psychologist working in child and adolescent mental health, and this is.
Yeah, kia ora koutou. I'm Jess Caldwell and I'm a psychologist working in Te Whatu Ora in the child and adolescent mental health team.
And Jess and I have worked with a lot of young people over the years with anxiety, and we've done a lot of work with parents, and there are some common things that come up from parents across the years, and we thought maybe we'd spend a little bit of time answering some of the common questions that come up for parents, and hopefully that's going to be helpful. So the first place to start, we thought, is what is anxiety? And so Jess is going to tell us a little bit about that generally, and then we'll just flow on from there.
Yeah, so what is anxiety? So anxiety is a really common human emotion that we all have, and it's there for a reason. So anxiety it sends us a message. It sends us a signal that something's going on, and gives us a chance to check out dangers. It also can motivate us. We might have an exam coming up and start feeling anxious, and it gives us the motivation to study more.
So what you're saying, Jess, is that to remember that it's a normal experience that we all have.
Yeah. And I think the protective kind of part also comes from, caveman times when we lived in a really dangerous world, and we survived if we were actually quite cautious and looking for dangers constantly. So our brain's really hardwired to look for dangers and always being on alert. And there's a little part of our brain, our amygdala, which is the alarm system of our brain, and that's a doing part of the brain. It's not a thinking part of the brain. So when that part of the brain senses we're in danger, it just fires off all these kind of responses, sends adrenaline, cortisol all through our body. But what that's actually doing is getting us ready to fight a danger or run away from a danger. So it's preparing us. It's a life-saving mechanism. It's pumping blood to our extremities to get us really strong, to either run really fast or fight really hard. And that does a whole heap of things to our body as well, some pretty uncomfortable things, and they're more of the anxiety signals that we're used to, the kind of butterflies in your tummy, sore stomach, might be really sweaty, quite red, and again, that's our body getting ready for the danger. And another response that we can do is also, so we can fight the danger, run away, or we can freeze as well, which we kind of just can stop. It's kind of hard to talk. We can just comply without thinking. So this response is it's just happens. It's not much thinking, because actually if we were faced with a tiger and we stopped and thought about the different options we have, we'd probably be eaten. So it's an immediate response.
It's like an alarm system that goes off, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the hard thing is because it's so immediate, it just can fire at any time, and it can fire when we're not in a physical danger. So if we're getting up to do a public speech, our body can go into all of that, and because of what's happening in our body, it even shuts off the thinking part of our brain as well, because again, we don't need it. So it's really hard. Often when we're really anxious, we can't even think in that moment as well.
I'm just thinking, it's as adults and as we move into adolescence, and we do a lot more of that, having sort of set thoughts that come up. So sometimes even a thought about something can trigger that response, isn't it?
Absolutely.
You might not have to be in the situation, but what if I was? Is enough. Absolutely. Or a memory about a situation.
Yeah. So you're absolutely safe sitting in your lounge, and your body still feels as if it's in that danger from a thought or a memory. Yeah.
So it can be a response to an internal thing, or it can be to something external. Yeah.